It's the Jewish holiday of Passover, a time in which we retell our origin story of liberation from slavery and our exodus out of enslavement in Egypt and into the Promised Land. It's a origin story not just of the Jewish people, but the entire nation of Israel. And this year, after almost a century, the Jews are yet again not free and not safe. Let me explain. For the past 200 days, over 100 innocent Jews have been held captive by Hamas, literally enslaved in terror tunnels beneath Gaza, taken from their homes by an army of bloodthirsty jihadi psychopaths. But that's not all. Jews all around the world have been stripped of their rights and freedoms too. Here are just a few examples. In London, a visibly Jewish man had been stopped by police and told that he couldn't be there because of his Jewish appearance. In Israel, families are forced to shelter in place or evacuate from their homes as Iran, Hamas, Hezbollah, and the Houthis fire tens of thousands of rockets and missiles at civilian population. In Sydney, Australia, a hate mob chants "Gas the Jews." A gunman shot at a Montreal Jewish school. A Jewish-owned grocery store in Toronto was set on fire and vandalized. And now, at Columbia University in New York City, students and protesters are rioting on campus saying, "We are all Hamas," forcing the campus rabbi to issue a statement to the Jewish community urging them to leave campus for their own safety. This is not freedom. This is a state of emergency. Around the world, Jews again are being targeted and oppressed, just like in the days of Pharaoh. On Passover, we're taught to see ourselves as if we were there enslaved with our ancestors in Egypt. This year, it's more relatable than ever. In that origin story of ours, Moses goes to Pharaoh and he demands, "Let my people go." And just like he did then, we now demand, "Bring them home." During the Passover meal, which is called the Seder, we also ask, "Manishtana halayla hazeh mikol halayalot," meaning what is different on this night from any other nights? And sadly, so much is different tonight than any other nights. However, so much is also the same. I understand why jihadism is insane, and if you don't, you really should. But why? Why is the world supporting it? Why are all these pro-Hamas demonstrators all over campuses around the world? Why are they supporting a jihadi terrorist organization? Because a mob was brainwashed to believe that Israel, the single sovereign Jewish state in the world, is actually committing a genocide on the Palestinian people, which it is not. And because they think that is true, they are calling for the slaughter of Jews. For thousands of years, on Passover, Jews around the world were saying L'shana b'Av Yerushalayim, meaning next year in Jerusalem, as in, we will have a sovereign state again. And now that we do, that we actually do, the world believes the worst about that state and is demanding to literally take it down by all means necessary. How is that okay? That is the Jewish experience these days. Passover is a night of remembering our history and the struggles that we have faced. It's also a night to remember that we've been here before. We've survived Pharaoh. We've survived many, many genocidal empires and insane leaders throughout history. And we will survive this too. We will survive Hamas, Hezbollah, Iran, and all the other jihadi terrorists and their useful idiots on campuses in America that are calling for our extermination. So this year again, as we've said for many, many years, let my people go, bring them home, and to next year in Jerusalem. Am Yisrael Chai.